Hello, my name is Etchi. Just recording a really quick video on how to pass optional trainers in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. A lot of the stuff I say is actually going to carry over to Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Generation 5 Pokemon games, but the stuff related to the bike will not, so don't try to do the bike passes the same way in those games, but a lot of the other stuff will carry over. The main thing I need to kind of go over when I talk about Sprinter passes is that, one, it's nothing like Gen 3. Two, there's a couple different ways to do it, and which one works out better for you just kind of depends on which one you're more comfortable with, and also where you're at in the game. If you have access to the bike, how much move you have to run around, if you have repel steps you can burn, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show the first technique here as soon as this lady spins. This is the very first spinner in the game, so if you want to practice, all you have to do is get the Jubilife. I'm just right above Jubilife. And one of the first things to point out before I even do the spinner trick is that if I run around her, I can control where she turns. So you see that every time I run in this direction, she's always going to turn to her right. So I'm going to wait for her to turn up, walk forward, menu. That's it. This is a guaranteed pass. I'm not going to go into extreme detail on how or why this works, because that's not really the point of this video. If you're interested in learning more, I can give you more detail later. Maybe I'll just add it to the description, I'm not sure. But this is the first technique. This is called the walk method. It's very simple. The way I do it is by walking forward as soon as I see your turn, and then I mash X 3 times. So I'll do it on the next pass here. And the reason I do it 3 times is because the menuing timing is pretty tight, and if I'm too late to this menu, then she could turn and get me while I try to pass her. So before I exit out of this menu, I hold up, press X, and not B. Very important to not press B, because then you'll run and hit her. So that's the first pass technique. The second one, you don't need to be 2 tiles away like I was here. I'm going to go right up to her. I'm going to do 2 turns, so I turned right and then I turned up. Very important. The first direction you turn doesn't matter. The second one has to be the direction you're trying to pass. So again, hold up, go. Very simple. The timing on that one's a little bit less straightforward. Just kind of practice it and figure out what works for you. You can also do a single turn frame, but it's the timing, you have to be very consistent with it, and it's a lot harder because you kind of have to delay it properly in that case. So yeah, showing it both again. See, you can see it there. She turns, so that's how you know it's not a safe pass. That one's safe. Do it one more time. That one's safe. So yeah, so the point of the menu flash is to give them time to actually turn around, and if they haven't turned around by then you're safe to go. So a couple more tricks I have to show before I am done. This one is related to biking. So bike passing works a little bit differently, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the run manipping thing a little bit more first. So a neat little trick here is, and as you saw me do it with the other spinner, is that if they're facing up, normally what we would have to do is wait for them to turn back into your direction and then turn away, and then you can do your spinner pass. But when they're facing up like this, I can just... Hold on, I gotta wait for it to turn again. I can run up and force them, and then I can just do my normal spinner pass, like that. But if you have a bike, you don't have to do any of this crazy turn framing or walking or anything. There's 2 gears on the bike for Spino. This is the slow gear, this is the fast gear. You can tell the difference because the faster gear has some kind of slow frames at the start and then gets really fast. The slow one's always consistent. As long as you're in the slow gear, you will always be able to pass safely if you just go as soon as it turns. So wait for him to turn. Waiting. There you go. That's safe. You can run up to manip him like that, and then get on the bike. Wait for him to turn. Go. Very simple, very easy. A lot of the bike passes are like this, so it's very important with all these passes that you try to take it as safe as possible. If you're ever unsure, if you feel like you went a little too slow, don't go. Just try again, just wait for them to turn again. It's not worth the risk, especially if you're just starting out with learning like speedrunning, or just want to make sure you fight as few trainers as possible. And then one other trick I need to show you, kind of a good thing to know, is, so we're going to see with this trainer here. This trainer spins up, down, and right. If I run over here, he's guaranteed to look right, correct? So you might be thinking, you know, if I just run all the way up to here and then stop running and just walk 1 tile, it would be a guaranteed pass, right? That works in some gens, but it does not work in this game, because the spinner cycles, even though I'm forcing him to turn right here, this doesn't count as part of his spinner cycle. So I could run like this and then he'll immediately turn as soon as I try to walk. So don't do that. So I'll just show an example of it. Don't do something like that. There are setups you can do that allow you to get stuff like that, but if you don't know what I mean by setup, then don't try it. And then the only other thing to note is that in Generation 3, as an example, a lot of the time you would go into your bag to like freeze the spinner, and then like you could safely go up and around him or whatever. You cannot do that in this game. Going into the bag does nothing, does not freeze or reset the spinner cycles, so don't do that. However, it's very common to, when you're doing a spinner pass, I'll wait for him to turn. When you do the menu flash, this is usually like a good time to get some menuing out of the way, so you could use like a repel here or something. Again, this has no impact on whether or not the pass will be safe. It's just a good time to do it since you already have the menu open. But that's pretty much it. I wanted to keep this really short and sweet. This is the basics for how to dodge any optional trainer in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Thanks for watching.